Hello good people, it's me Kumaitile, your money manager. In today's video, I want to take you through my property investment timeline, in particular my Ma1 rooms investment. I want to walk you through the journey from where I started to where I am today. The intention of sharing this video is to demonstrate to you the compounding effect of taking baby steps. It could be yearly, it could be monthly, it could be weekly, daily, but whatever you do. I also want to remind you that investing is all about consistency, starting something and doing it consistently over a long period of time until you achieve your desired results. When you are an investor, you cannot do something once off and call yourself an investor. When you invest, you need to be willing to be in there for the long time to build what you really want to build. Because remember, investing is objective driven. There must be a goal that you are chasing, and there must be a vehicle that you are using to chase that goal. Let me take you through my Ma1 rooms investment timeline. So the journey started in 2013. I acquired a 2,000 square meters plot in Ma1 for 85,000. That was in 2013. Please note 2013. So what happened from 2013 to now? I'm sharing that with you. From 2013 to 2017, nothing happened. It was just basically land banking. So I was just land banking this land that I bought. Nothing really happened because I did not have the capital to do what I wanted to do. So I held on to the plot, obviously appreciating that with time, my land is appreciating in value because it's an appreciating asset that I bought. 2017, this is when I used my savings and a little bit of money from my side hustling to develop the first block of Ma1 rooms. So this was a block of 3 standard 1 rooms, and I chose to start to do my developments per block because I was starting out. I didn't have a lot of information, and I wanted to do something that will allow me to learn and make mistakes on a smaller scale. So I started with this block in 2017. And when I built this block, really, it was a testing block. I was just testing the market to see if what I had in mind would work. And based on the proximity of my plot to Ma1 Technical College, that was my target market, students from the technical college. So I was basically building for the students. I built that block, and the total building cost was 72,000. And I tell you that before I could even finish the first block, I had the students coming in to inquire about what I was doing and showing interest in what I was building. So I built, and immediately after building, I had tenants occupying the property. This is when I got the confirmation that I needed, that you know what, you're on the right track. Continue building the same thing. What you need to do now is duplicate the same structure because you now have the market. The market is here, ready, waiting for you. So 2017, I spent a total of 72,000. Now let's add, remember my initial investment was 85,000, which was on the acquisition of the plot. 2017, I'm adding an investment of 72,000, and that is taking our cumulative capital invested to 157,000. This was just my own money. 2018, nothing really happened. I was broke. Bankrupt, if you may call it that word, but I didn't have money to do anything, so nothing happened in 2018. 2019, after rejoining the corporate world, I said, okay, let me put in another structure, identical structure, that is the second block of 3 standard 1 rooms. That will take my units to 6 units, and that will give me possibly 3,000. And yeah, I went on with the plan. I put the block, and this time around I spent a total of 75,000 on the block. So in 2019, the total capital that I had invested in this property was 232,000 after building the second block of standard 1 rooms, and I was yielding a rental of 3,000 for these 2 blocks. And this is the same 3,000 that I used to pay off my debt. This is the 3,000 that I paid as extra towards my debt snowball journey. So you see, and I stopped. After building the second block in 2019, I stopped. Nothing happened. 2020, I was focused on paying off my debt. Nothing else mattered. 2020 December, the debt was paid off. And 2021, we moved to the third block of standard one rooms. Remember, when we stopped, our cumulative capital investment was at 232,000. This was my own capital that I had put in, no borrowed money that I had put into this investment. 2021, we started the third block. And we also spent around 75,000. I think it was slightly less, but I just rounding off the figures to 75,000 to make it a little bit neater. So 75,000. You add the 75,000 to 232,000. That will take our cumulative capital investment to 307,000. 307,000. If you looked at me at the time and you asked me, where did we get the 307,000? Let's look at you like, are you mad? I don't have that kind of money, but I had invested that money and I was doing it over time, not once off. So 2021, after building the third block, we also moved to the fourth block. So now really the ball was rolling and I was really more inspired and motivated because the debt was paid off. So I had extra money, like 17,000 or so, that I was investing on a monthly basis just from my salary. So we bought the fourth block, and at the completion of the fourth block, we also spent a total of 75,000. So now you add the 75,000 to 307,000. That will take our cumulative capital investment to 382,000. After building the fourth block, I realized that, you know what, I need to also consider doing something that will generate a little bit of income, something for my tenants. So this is when I built a tuck shop to cater for my tenants as well as the neighbors. So I spent a total of 25,000 on building the tuck shop. You add the 25,000 spent on the tuck shop to 382,000. That will give us a cumulative investment of 407,000 after building the tuck shop. After building a tuck shop, we also realized that there were some other non-income generating developments that we had to do on the plot to make it more appealing to our target market. So we built a water system toilet. We built a block of 4 toilets, 2 catering for men, 2 catering for ladies, but that is really depending on our tenant mix, which can change at any time. So I spent a total of 42,000 on building the ablution. So now add the 42,000 total to our 407,000 investment. That will take us to a cumulative capital investment of 449,000. Guys, you can see here the compounding effect of taking those steps. I mean, like literally at this point, it was like close to 500,000 that I had put into this property development, 500,000 of my own money that I was putting one step at a time, because I didn't have 500,000 that I could just invest once off. So that is all that we did in 2021. As we were building the fourth block of the standard one rooms, something happened. There was a new development in the vicinity. A new mall was built just not far away from my property. Now there is a bonus. And I inquired who are the anchor tenants, and I realized, okay, Spa was coming over, Fenmat was coming over, Debonair's was coming over, many other shops are coming over. And when these shops are coming over, this is employment creation. This is more people who are going to be hired and more people who are likely to look for rental units within the locality. So I tell you this is what happened. We were building the fourth block. I remember I was on site. So a group of 3 people came and they inquired about the property, whether we had any vacancy at the time. And I asked them, where are you from? Are you students? And they told, no, we are not students. Actually, we have been hired by SPAR. We will be opening soon here at the new mall. And I was like, but what I'm building is really meant for students. You can see the rooms are very small. And then they asked me, would you not be kind enough to consider doing something for us? That's when I said, you know what? There is another opportunity. Maybe I'm fine with 12 units of standard 1 rooms. This is for students and they're all occupied by students. Maybe it's time for me to try to diversify the developments a little bit. This is when the idea of our studio apartments was birthed. And I was like, really? I have to do maybe studio apartments to cater for people working here at the new mall. And the 5th block, we built our first block of studio apartments, and this is 3 units of studio apartments. And I tell you, as we started, already we had tenants. I had like a list of 9 people who were looking to occupy this property. And you know, when you have like such a demand, you can really dictate a lot of things. Even in terms of your price, you can set your own price because there is demand for your property. So we bought the 5th block and we invested a total of 180,000. The figure was around 179, somewhere there, but I'm rounding it off to 180,000. Now you take the 180,000, you add it to 449,000 that I had already invested. That is a cumulative capital investment of a whooping 629,000. Where did you take this kind of money? Somebody would be asking. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that as well, because as you have seen in my previous journey, I believe in baby steps. So I do everything one step at a time with the little that I have, knowing that, you know, this is the goal that I'm chasing. I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm just competing with myself, and I'm doing this on a budget, not wanting to put myself under any pressure. So that's how I was doing it. 2022, after building the 5th block, we also built the garbage collection point. We invested a capital of 5,000. So you add the 5,000 to our 629,000, that will take us to a cumulative capital investment of 634,000. That's all we did in 2022. So 2023, we almost like halfway through the year, and I can confidently say that really I am happy with the progress that we have made, looking into the fact that, you know, I'm just building from side hustling, from business income. And you know, business is totally different from end income. The one moment there is no money, the next moment there's a little bit of money, and when that money comes, it's competing for many other things. You still have to cover your basic living expenses, cover this and that. So you also have to invest. So I'm gonna say I'm really proud with what I've been able to achieve. So we've been able to finish the 6th block this year before the first half of the year. And for the 6th block, we spent a total of 231,148. This is the block that I was sharing with you since December, when I started building, to last month. Now add the 231,148 to the already invested capital of 634,000. That will take us to a cumulative capital investment of 865,148. This is the total capital that I've invested on this particular project thus far. 865,148. I did not have this money, but what I did was investing what I had one step at a time. But now look at the total amount that we've invested. If you ask me right now, how were you able to raise 865,000? I'm going to tell you, I don't know. I was just putting in money every month, every day. When I have something, I put it every day. When I have something, I put it into the property because I know what I'm chasing and I am doing it on my own terms. I don't want to put myself under unnecessary pressure. So guys, you can see we're getting closer to $1 million that we have invested in this kind of property. And I want you to think about the value that we have created, because right now I'm sharing with you the total capital that we invested, not the value that we created. So I'm going to do a separate video once I'm ready of the value that we have created with this kind of money that we invested. This is all that I wanted to share with you guys. My journey, my Ma1 rooms investment timeline from 2013 to 2023. You can see this is a 10 years timeline. And when I tell you that investing is a long-term journey, I'm not talking the textbook stuff. I am talking reality. But what I'm finding is people want to arrive the next day, and that is not how you should be thinking about investment. You need to put in a totally different mindset when you want to be an investor, because the moment you start chasing arriving the next day, this is now when you are going to lose a lot of your money and get rich quick schemes, because you want unheard of returns. You want 200% returns the next day, but it doesn't happen in that way in the investment world. The message that I want to leave with you is that investing is a long-term game that requires consistency, persistence, and perseverance. This is all that I had for you today. I hope my journey will inspire you and will really encourage you to take things one step at a time. Please don't forget to leave a comment for me and leave a like for me. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in another video.